If you've ever paid for market research or wished or couldn't afford it, this one is for you. I've used an AI agent that does exactly what a market analyst would do. Break your question into pieces, research each piece separately, and hand you back real reports. And that's exactly what I have built for you. Now, let me show you exactly how I built this step by step. Let's dive in. Here is our n8n workflow. This is our AI competitor and market research agent. Now, what this agent does is that you feed it your issue, your problem. Now, the name of your business, your competitor, your research goal, and all these are the only things you need to feed your agent. And your agent begins working for you, does the research for you, then gives you the reports in your inbox. Now, let me walk you through step by step how we did this. First, this begins with an n8n form trigger. We have used this in multiple of our workflows, but this trigger can be anything. It could be a WhatsApp trigger. It could be a form, which is what we're using. It could be a Slack trigger. It could be a Telegram trigger. So it doesn't have to be a form trigger. Now, we are just using form as an example, but it could be anything. So we use a simple n8n form, which you could get from by just clicking on this button here and search for n8n forms. So if you've not watched my other videos on how we create forms in n8n, please check out the videos we've created and you will see how we create n8n forms. So you just search for n8n form and you're going to see it. You click on it and you can begin working on it. So we already have our form here. We mapped our fields are the company and industry name. We have our known competitors. So you have to know your competitor, or it is not an important field to add, but it is good if you want a detailed market research. Market research, even if it were a human being doing this market research, they will also check for your known competitors. So to give this agent power, all the power it needs, add your competitors, your known competitors to the agent. So we have our known competitors field here. We have our research goal. So you have to give this agent the goal you want. So it knows your actual goal and build the research reports around your goals and also research around your goals too as well. So we have our research goals here. So this is our output here. We have an online business store in Nigeria. We have our known competitors as Zara, ASOS, Jumia Fashion, and we have our research goal, which is our research goal is that we are considering lowering our price by 15% to compete with Jumia Fashion discount. Should we do it, or is there a better way to compete? This is our research goal here. And then we have our edit field node here. This edit field here is just normalizing the text we are getting, the output we are getting from the form field here. So when we open this up, you see that they are just the same thing, but we just want to clean it up. We don't want extra text coming along. So subsequent workflows will just be mapping direct from the edit field node. So it's just normalizing the text we're getting from the form field. So you see here we have company, we have known competitors, we have research goals. But here we just want to change the name. We say company, we have competitors, we have goals here. And it's just giving us the output from our form field. So we have, that's our output. Now we have our agent. Now this is the brain behind everything we are going to be doing subsequently. The goal of this agent here is that it takes the input from our form, then creates 3 questions. Now, these are researchable questions about pricing, the sentiments, and the plan. So that's what this agent here is doing. It's just creating questions that we're going to build around that the research agents are going to work with. So it's going to give us like a pricing question. It's going to give us a sentiment start question, and it's going to give us a sentiment end question. And this sentiment start is the customer sentiment question. And the sentiment end question is the market trends. So what's happening in the market now? And our research agents are going to work around these questions. So now, once that is done, the output. So this is the output it gave us here. And you can see how those here, it's just giving us one output, just one output. And this one output, we cannot map it directly in our other research agents that are going to go around and research for us. So now that's why we have the next node, which is this node, which is the code node here. This code node then is now going to take those questions and break it into 3 equal parts. There's 3 questions. That's the pricing question, the sentiment question, and the trend question. So you can see here from one output to 3 different outputs, which is very clean that we can easily map in the subsequent node. So this is the pricing question here. So what is the current average price points discount strategy used by Jumia Fashion House, Zara, the SOS in Nigeria? So online fashion in Nigerian online fashion market, how does the 15% price reduction typically affect profit margin? So these are intelligent questions that our agents are going to work with. So we have this question here now. Now, we have multiple parts here. We have our pricing agent, our pricing research agent. Now we're using Dumpling AI research agent to actually do this research for us. So if you don't know Dumpling AI, just search for dumplingai.com and you are going to be brought to Dumpling AI, where you can search their endpoints for the search. So we're using their module here, the search endpoints. That's what we're using for our pricing question, for our sentiment question, and for our trend question. So just go to dumplingai.com. You can get their endpoints and you can walk along with me here. So the first branch here is for the pricing agent. So we are asking Dumpling AI to go ahead and look for this question here, to get research, to get data on this particular question, which is what is the current average price point and discount strategies used by Jumia Fashion House, Zara, and ASOS in the Nigerian online fashion market, and how does the 15% price reduction typically affect profit margin for small to mid-sized online fashion boutique competing against marketplace giants? That is number one question, and that is a question Dumpling AI is working with here. Dumpling AI search endpoint is working with here. So this is the endpoint we have here. We have the endpoint from Dumpling AI. We have our bearer token, that's our API key. So we added it to n8n. And this is the content, this is the one of the headers too, which is the content type application JSON. So all these are in Dumpling AI API endpoint. So check it out. And we have our body here. This is the request. This is the pricing question we are sending to Dumpling AI here. So you can see the query here. We send the query here. And this is the output we got from Dumpling AI. This is our search perimeter question. And this is the response we got back. These are all the response we got back from Dumpling AI. Dumpling AI is a very powerful tool, so it does a whole broad of research. So if you notice here, you can also see Facebook. We have questions too from Facebook too, so that's response from Facebook, from website. So it goes ahead and search Google. The search engine is Google, so it goes ahead and search every single. So whatever Google is giving, Dumpling AI is going to bring it to your workspace, your workflow. So we have all this here, even from Reddit too. So all the response they got, everything Dumpling AI is giving us here, we are then going to give to Claude.ai. That's our model, our AI agent. Then our AI agent then is now going to work. So that AI agent is now going to work with the question that it's going to work with as the pricing question, and the report from Dumpling AI too is going to work with it too as well. So this is it here. So this is our search result, which is all the output from Dumpling AI. And this is our search question here. So you're a pricing research specialist. Based on the search result, answer those questions with specific facts and number where possible. So you can see how this is just a very simple prompt, but with a lot of power. So we gave it a question and we gave it the results back. So now it's not going to give us the response. So this is the output it gave us here. You can see the long output, the long output it has given us here is a whole lot. But the reason it's long is because it's working with every, you can see the details Dumpling AI provided was a lot. So it's going to go through everything and provide us a detailed analysis. That is what that is doing there. So then we send it to our merge node here. So we remember we are working with 3 separate questions and 3 separate agents here. So the reason we are using this merge node here is that so that all the agents are going to do their work. Then they are now going to wait. So when this agent does its work, it's going to wait for the second agent. It's then going to wait for the third agent. Then when all of them are working together, when they're all done working separately, then they will now work together. So that is why we are using this merge node here. So without this merge node here, once this is done running, it's just going to go ahead. Then when it's done, it's now going to come to this. Then they're all going to work separately. So but with the merge node, they are going to work together, not apart. So that's why we use the merge node here to wait for this one and to wait for this. Now this is the sentiment agent here. So Dumpling AI searches. So the next question is, what Nigerian online fashion shoppers say about their reason for choosing or abandoning boutique? So you can see the very good question we have here. So what do Nigerian online fashion shoppers say about their reason for choosing or abandoning boutique fashion retails in favor for platforms like Jumia Fashion, or are purchasing a purchasing decision primarily driven by price or factors, or like quality, authenticity, and delivery speed, or just style creation. So that's a very good sentiment question. So if you don't like those questions too, you can actually ask the plan agent to do. So if you watch my previous videos, you can see when I talked about AI agents, your AI, they work with prompting. So your AI agent prompts based on the prompt, the kind of prompt you've given it. So if this sentiment question is not exactly what you want, you can actually prompt your plan agent, which is the first agent we used here. This first agent we use here to plan to give you a better question. You give it all the prompts, all the kind of sentiment questions you want it to actually give to the sentiment agent or to your to create a very good sentiment questions for you. Now, Dumpling AI is going to do its work and get the question. So we can see this one here, reviews from online shoppers. The search engine that Dumpling AI provided us with this search result. The search engine is Google. So when you look at this organic result it gives us here, so you can see here, review for online shopping design in Nigeria. You can see it looked for reviews. It took our question and went ahead to look through Google. It searched through Google for everything we wanted. So why do some customers prefer in-store shopping? You can see what it did here. It got these results. So you can see also here, factors influencing online shopping decision. This is so good. And you can see the dates here. These are very close dates. These are 2026. You can see this one, customer purchase decision. These are very good. Dumpling AI is a very good tool. So check it out. Now this is the output here. So we have our question. That's the question from our plan. That's our plan model, the sentiment analysis question. And this is the result from Dumpling AI. Then we are then going to run our entropic model. This is what our entropic model gave us. That's our AI agent. This is what it gave us here from the research and from the question. It put it together. So let's read the prompts we gave it. This is also a very simple prompt. So you can do more with the prompts or you can do less. So I just gave it a very simple prompt, and it's with the prompts I give it, I actually put details in the prompts. No matter how small or big my prompt is, there's always details in it. So you're a customer sentiment researcher. Based on these 3 search results, answer this question. Note both positive and negative pattern. Very simple, but there's a lot in it. So this is a question and this is the result from our search agent. So and this is the output here. Then we have the final agent here, which is the search trend agent. The search trend agent here. Now this is the trend analysis agent. And let's see the questions we gave it for the trend. So let's check out Dumpling AI first of all. So this is the question we gave it, the trend question. What are the latest trends and news in Nigeria online fashion retail market for 2024 and 2025? So we went as far back as 2024 and 2025. So we're very specific with the year, including shifts in consumer spending behavior, the impact of Naira devaluation on fashion pricing, and whether premium or affordable positioning is gaining more traction among Nigerian e-commerce shoppers. So you can see I'm using Nigeria because I am in Nigeria, but you can specify this according to where you are based. It doesn't have to be the country I am in currently, which is Nigeria. It can be your own country, which is the US market, the UK market, the Australian market. So it could be whichever market you're based in right now. So these are very good. I am very proud of my agent because the questions from the pricing to the trend question, they are all very good questions that you actually ask when a human is actually doing this market research. These are very good questions. And the AI has created that just by a simple prompt. Okay. Did the research. So now let's read a bit about it. The Nigerian e-commerce for fashion and apparel markets. So this is it here. So it talked about it, the snippets. Our agent is going to gather that. So Nigeria has experienced, just look at, so this was from 3 years ago. Remember, we said 2024 to 2025. So it went ahead to get the research from 3 years ago, which was 2024. So we have that here. We have orders. So it got a lot for us. So it also got some questions, some response from 2026 too as well. So it was not just limited to what we asked it to do. So you can also see here 2025 questions that we talked about 2025 too. So it has 2025. It has a lot of 2025 too as well. So 2026. So these are very good. These are very good. And this research agency did a very good job for us. You can also give it more questions or less depending on what you want. Yeah, so we have that. We have our trend here. It has done our trend search for us. Now our agent too. This is our agent here, our trend that's from our AI. So you put that together. Now, when all these 3 are done processing, like I mentioned previously, that's where we have our merge node. The merge node is then going to merge all 3 outputs into one and send to our order. So our AI agent. This AI agent now is going to take the output, that's the research the first agent has done, the second, that's the price agent has done, to take that, take what the sentiment agent has done, take what the trend agent has done to then analyze everything, all the results. Is going to then analyze all that results and give us the final findings, its final analysis. It's going to give us all that. So let me open this so you can also read that. So okay, so this is it here. So you are compiling a market research report from 3 specialist findings. So let me see why this is having an error. So where is it here? This is supposed to be our trend. I think this is our trend agent. So let's remove this. There's a mistake here. So let's mark this here. Okay, there's an error here. So this worked before. I'm not sure why that is failing now. I'm going to check out why why this error is happening. So that's not a big deal. We can fix that. So let's move on first. It takes the pricing from positions. We map in our pricing from our agent. We map our sentiment pricing. That's our sentiment price findings. We also map our market trend findings too as well. So there's an error here. There's a reason. So it's supposed to show green like this, but we have an error here. That is not, the name is not the issue here. There's a reason for the error. So let me change this to first. Let me see if this works. Okay, yeah, so fix that. So just by changing one simple thing, we'll fix that. So that is fixed. So now we have our original goal. Our original goal is what we actually submitted. Is what we submitted in our form. That's our original goal. So we take our original goal, we put our goal, and we put the findings, the research that our agents have put together, and we feed it to this our agent. This is our agent. This is our analysis agent. This is the one creating the reports for us. This is the agent creating the reports for us. So now the original goal, and we have all our findings here. Now respond in exactly this format. Nothing before, nothing after. So this is what it said here. The report's title, the report stats, and the full report here. The executive summary, the pricing and positioning, the customer sentiment, the market trend, and the recommendation section, plain text with clear section headings, 3 specific actionable recommendation tied to the original post, then report end. So I just gave it a structure. So that's where it starts, the title, where it ends, and the report, where the full report starts and where it ends. So now it has everything it needs. Then this is the final output here. So we made a mistake. We would have, so because we told it this is how it's to respond exactly, you can see here in the output here, it said title starts. So because we gave it an instruction, it's just following our instruction. It would tell it, okay, don't write title start, title end, report starts, report end. It's going to remove that. But it's we didn't tell it that, so that's why it outputted this. So you can see it report starts, reports and everything. So it gave us the reports back. Now we have our code node that just cleans it up so that it is well defined. So now the code node is extracting the title from our output, from our research agent. That's our reports agent. It's getting that. So that's what the code node is doing, separating, just giving us very clean context. So we have that, the reports title. Then we have the reports. There's the full reports here. Code node has cleaned that properly for us. The next thing we're doing here now is to put this in a document. We're not going to come to n8n to check for the reports. It doesn't make sense. It's not going to be clean. It's not. We want to make life easy for ourselves. So we're not going to make it more complicated. We're just making life easy for ourselves here. So we are going to put that report in a document. Then when it has created the document for us and put it in a document, it's not going to send us a message when it's done with the process. We don't have to wait in n8n for it to process. No, we only give it what we want it to do for us. Then it gives us back a report. So it's created the document for us here. So this is our document here. Our folder is going to be in the research agent folder, and we are mapping the title for that Claude that our agent has extracted for us here. So that's going to be the title of a document. Then we have, because we don't have a place to add it here, we don't have the place to add the body from the body that the agent has put together for us, that the reports here. So that's why we're going to use another document node here. We're using another document node here, which is the insert reports. we want to insert the report. That's the report that the agent has put together for it. Now we're going to update the Google documents that we created here. We're just updating it so that it has the reports body. Now let me open this. Now this is our node here. We are mapping the reports directly from the code node, mapping the reports here. So if we run this again, we are going to have another document, because you can see here we created one document, but if I run this again, we're going to have another document. So let's wait for that to run. It's just creating the analysis again. That's the report for us because we are running it again. So now after that is done, it's then going to send us a message with a link to the reports it has created. So let's wait for this to run and see our report, so you can see how good our report is. So it has created the document for us. So let's make sure it sends us the message. So notice this is a manual process. So I'm just doing this manually. Once this is turned on, once this is published, you don't need to come here to start triggering or clicking, or no, you don't need to do that. Everything will then be done for you automatically. So we have that sent, that has been sent to us. Let's check out Gmail to see if it sent us a message. So we have our report here. So let's open this. So just a simple message: reports, research reports ready. Nigerian online fashion market intelligence reports competing with Jumia fashion without a 15% price cut. Now this is the link to our document here. So you can see how simple and clean this looks. This is clean. So we'll click on that and immediately takes you to the document it has created for you. Tell me this isn't an easy life. Isn't it? Just instead of paying someone to do this market research for you, you have AI working behind the scene for you. It's going to put together the research, the results, everything in a very clean document. And in your Gmail, you just have to click on it and it takes you directly to the document it has created. Just look at this. Just look at it. Now, if we read this, you're going to see how good this is. So we have a result. Like I said, we can ask the agent not to put this. So this is because we didn't ask the agent to remove this. So you can see it added the reports, title starts, title end, report starts, just because we told it to put it exactly the way we said. But we can ask it, please do not output. Let's just try that. Let's just ask it so you can see that it does that. So I'm just going to tell it, please, your output should not include these. So title end and the names include. So let me just say include the names. Yeah, just reference so you know how to position the output. So now I've given you the instruction. Let's see if that changes things for us. So let me run that again. So I'm going to do a full run. So let's give it some seconds. So, okay, I think I don't want to do a full run. Let me just execute this because that is going to waste our time. So let's just execute this to see whether it's actually listening to what we said. Let's give it a few minutes. That is running. We have our results. So you see, you can see how this is. It didn't put those things back again for us. That's no, didn't do that. So this is very good. Now let's run it to the end so we can see exactly how it looks in our document. Because when we're looking at it in n8n, it looks like a lot, but in the document it looks very clean and we understand if it actually listened to us. Again, so let me refresh this. We have our results here. So let's open the document. So let me see. So it actually listened to instructions, but it missed one. So it still left the report start here, which is we can fix. We can do that later. We can fix that later. But right now, let's just read what it has returned back to us. Let's see. The core question, whether to reduce price by 15% to match Jumia's fashion discount, has a clear answer based on synthesized findings from the pricing and analysis. So let me compare. Okay, so it's okay here. So a blanket 15% price reduction is likely a severe damage boutique margin without solving the underlying competitive problem. The math is unambiguous. A boutique operating on a 30% gross margin that cuts price by 15%, we see that margin collapse by approximately 17.6%, effectively halving the profits per unit why doing nothing to address the trust and authenticity and the curation gap that actually drive consumer choice. The better competitive part is selective and strategic and anchored in an advantage, in advantages that Jumia structurally cannot replicate. Okay, this is a lot of grammar, but this is good. So pricing and positioning. So we have two different outputs, right? So let's check out the second one, the first one we got before we try to run it again. I feel like this one looks easy in the eyes. You can see it just gave us a very short answer. There are two different responses here. The two different responses. This is the one that when we removed the title and everything. So it gave us, instead of giving us a clear answer, no, like this one here, it just went on explaining, which somebody wants to just see the response like this one here. So the report sensitizes finding across three specialist domain: pricing, margin analysis, customer sentiment, and market trend. To answer a single strategic question, should a small boutique retailer lower prices by 15% to compete with Jumia Fashion's discount? The short answer, no. This is way better. And if you want your output to consistently give you a specific response format, this is where the prompting comes in. Because I changed a few things, it didn't give us the same output again. It changed. This is where you need to work with your prompts. You need to work with your prompts. So if I was publishing this, the prompt would be a lot better than that. It's not going to be just simple as that. So because this is just an example, we are just working with a very simple prompt. But the answer is no, not as a blanket strategy. The math is punishing. The consumer evidence does not support price as the primary loyalty driver, and the market context reviews a more nuanced competitive landscape. This is a lot. You can go through this, you can do yours and see. So this is a lot. So let's see the pricing position. The margin arithmetic alone should keep pause. The boutique operating. So this is actually good. So looking at this is actually good. This is something you have to take your time, read. And if you don't like the output, so market trend, Nigeria online fashion market is large and growing fast. Approximately $5 billion in 2025, projected to reach 11.5 billion. Wow, that's a lot of money. And I like this because of what it did here. Now, see, by what it did here, this is what I mean. It gave paragraphs. So pricing and positioning. So it just talked about the pricing and positioning in this paragraph here, everything here, the customer sentiment. So you don't go around looking for, okay, which one is the customer sentiment, which one is the pricing, which one is the trend. It just put everything in a clean structural format for you. This is very clean in the eyes, where you can actually come in here and read this and actually understand what's happening. So I'd like to see what it's saying about Temu. Price does not drive initial discovery and trial. As Temu's rapid Nigerian market entry on an ultra low price strategy demonstrates, but price sensitivity then functions as an entry point, not a loyalty mechanism. Shoppers attracted by price will leave for the next lower price. Shoppers retained by trust, accurate representation, and reliable delivery demonstrates something closer to genuine loyalty. That is actually true. So if you drive your customer through price, once they see something lower, they will go through the lower option. But when they see something authentic, good, I think they will stick to you no matter what. Some people are just genuinely interested in things that have good quality, good customer service. So yes, I think that is good. And the market trend is just very short and simple. So you can see it cut off somewhere around here. And the reason is because of the token that we gave Claude to have access to. So we can give it more token. We can tell it the token it should use when responding to us. So just check it. I think that's this maximum token here. So you can see maximum token, the default is 1024. So 1024, that's small. If you want it to have more information, you can give it more token, like 2500 token. So the more token, the more output it gives you. So yeah, that's it. That's why the reason it cut off there. So if you want more output, you increase the token here. So that's it for one. So This is how we built an AI competitor and market research agent. So if you love this and you want us to build this for you, the link is in the description. You can book a 15 minutes consultation with I am a co-founder, Fike. We build AI automation and web product for businesses. And if you love watching this, comment, like, and subscribe to our channel. We post videos like this every day, and we look forward to your comments. So thank you for watching.